Oh, Garagat,
Yes,
Garagat,
Bunny, you can start
Garagat.
now. Bunny, you can start now.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon to all our wonderful peacemakers. Welcome to this special Chapter Guardians meeting for our organization, Global Peace Let's Talk. Today is indeed a really special occasion because our agenda has got such compassionate, wonderful people that we will be taking guidance from. I'd like to start the meeting off with a quotation from Nelson Mandela. And I'd like to quote. He said, "Let there be justice for all. Let there be peace for all. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. Let each know that for each the body, the mind, and the soul has been freed to fulfill themselves." Unquote. Absolutely apt, wise words by Nelson Mandela, who basically has been the steering light in very turbulent times in Southern Africa and also all around the world. So, on reflection on what the legacy of Mandela is about, leaving the legacy of peace, I would like to welcome you all to the special meeting. It's a real pleasure to have you here. A special, the theme for this chapter guide is Beauty Saves the World. This is a systemic proposal to invest art for humanity by Professor George Ansey. Now, we are privileged to have Professor Ansey in our midst. He is basically an author for many books, called Voices from Eternity and Let's Be One in the One. And he has obtained many awards, the Global Icon of Peace Award, the most outstanding peace poet, and most importantly, he is the founder and president of the International Peacemaking Association. Welcome, Dr. George Ansey, to the board of Global Peace Let's Talk. With that introduction, I'd like to hand you over to Mark and Melody. Welcome, Mark and Melody. Your guys are looking great. We hand over to you. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Bunny, for that beautiful introduction and that very relevant quote. I think it's a quote that we could all resonate with. And as peacemakers, as individuals who are committed to the betterment of the world, it's something that we all appreciated. I just want to say welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here and show up for not just each other, but show up for the cause that we're all committed to. I'd like to introduce my beautiful co-president in everything here.
Well, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody. We've got an international attendance here, all the way from Singapore. We've got Pakistan, we've got India, we've got United States, UK. You talk about
South Africa.
And South Africa.
We're in the United Nations right now.
Yes. Talk about common purpose of spreading peace around the world, a common purpose of making a significant impact with humanitarianism. Welcome to our official first annual kickoff for chapter leaders. And we would like to honor the founder of Global Peace Let's Talk, Dr. Nikki DePena, who we all call as Mama, we call as friend, and we call as leader. It would not have been possible without her vision to create something and in less than 10 months have this go in 36 countries. So without further ado, let's give our formalities. I'm going to kick this back off to the handsome Mark Anthony King, co-president, to just explain what our roles are as presidents of Global Peace Let's Talk and executive ambassadors. And then we'll start with our agenda.
So just to echo what Melody said, this would not be possible were it not for Nikki. We look at Nikki and we see all heart, we see love, we see compassion, we see somebody who is self-sacrificing. But when you dig beneath that, Nikki is audacious.
Yes.
Nikki had the audacity to not only listen to God's whisper, but to be obedient. And Nikki is a living, breathing, walking, talking testament of what happens when you surrender, submit to God, and when you obey. 36 countries, 35,000 members in under 10 months. That is a feat in and of itself. So without further ado, welcome. I am Mark Anthony King. This is Melody Garcia. We are the presidents of Global Innovation for Global Peace Let's Talk. We are executive ambassadors, are members of the International Executive Council, and our roles with the organization is basically to spearhead where it is that we're going, to keep order, to ensure that we have policies and structures in place, working along with Elfad Shangwa, who we know as Brother Hunter, and very closely with Nikki, so that the mission, the vision, the integrity, and the future of GPLT is not only secured, but is solidified, so that Nikki's vision, Nikki's legacy is something that is felt, is seen, and the impact is spread worldwide.
And as executive ambassadors, we are also the faces and voices for Global Peace Let's Talk when it comes to multimedia handling, as well as dealing with other organizations in the matter of representing who we are and what we do.
If we have to show face, I'd rather stand behind you. I'd rather that be the face than this be the face here. That's just me, though.
But we're equal. We're equal. So anyway, let's go ahead and introduce the one and only Dr. Nikki DePena, who is the mother of everything that we're doing today.
Yeah, Nikki.
Nikki, come on camera, please.
Thank you very much. That was so precious. It's a gift. It's a gift. So thank you very much. I really don't have that much to say because we've got such amazing people here today. We've got all our chapter guardians. We've got Mark and Melody, and we've got, I'm so proud of Professor Auntie for putting together that magic line for us to say that we can make peace through art. So it's just so precious. So I just want to say warmest welcome to everybody. We have expanded so quickly. We've just grown. It's like we planted this little seed and suddenly this huge tree just started spreading seeds everywhere and it just grew. So we are just so grateful and so proud of every single chapter guardian. This session is especially for you to say thank you. You've walked the journey from the very beginning. You did what none of us knew exactly what we were going to do, but you helped to put it all together and we pushed forward. And look where we are now. And now we have two such awesome people as Mark and Melody that are seriously helping us to be able to find the structure that we need so that every step forward is a step in the right direction. So we won't be going this way or that way. We're going to go straight forward. Remember, our emblem is the eagle, and the eagle soars the highest. And we seriously have eagles in this team. Honestly, we have eagles. So I just want to say thank you so much. And then I have a special thank you. Right at the beginning of Global Peace Let's Talk, when we were deciding how are we going to put chapters together. And there was this young man in Tanzania called Mayaya Mac. And Mayaya sent me a message and he said to me, you need to title them and link them to the Sustainable Development Goals. And I said to him, okay, what do you suggest? And he sent me a list. And that list became the chapters list. So he's present today. I specially invited him because I want him to see what that little seed did to name these chapters and how we've grown. So Yaya, I know that you're here. From all of us, we love you too. Thank you so very much. And then I just want to say to all our guest speakers, I'm so sincerely proud that we have Prince Andrew with us today. I have such overwhelming respect for this man. I have no idea where he gets the energy, but he doesn't stop. He just pushes forward. No matter what barriers there are, he just knocks him down and he pushes forward. So Prince Andrew, I love you a lot and I have awesome respect for you. Thank you. And then also, I'm so glad to have Dr. Caroline here. Dr. Caroline is going to do her own session, but I want to tell you that this woman is truly such an awesome inspiration. She's an eagle of note. She definitely soars high up there. So guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the session today. Give it all your heart and all your love. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Mark and Melody, I just would like to share with the group something special before we can go into our sessions with the Alphas. And it's one of the quotations from the Dalai Lama. And I quote, "And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them." Peace does not mean an absence of conflict. Differences will always be there. Peace in solving these differences through peaceful means, through dialogue, education, knowledge, and through human ways. And I thought these were very pertinent points that we could keep in mind as we go through our dialogue. Thank you. Over to you, Mark and Melody.
Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful quote by a very wise man. You know, I once heard a quote that really changed my life. It said that if you were to spend 10 minutes with your greatest enemy, you'd realize you have much more in common with them than you thought. And that's with your greatest enemy. Imagine somebody, like you said, somebody who's never hurt you, somebody who you've never hurt. Sometimes it's just about understanding that we are all one. We are all product of the same creator who loves me, loves you, loves Reginald, loves Janice, loves Melody. And I firmly believe that once you understand that, peace almost becomes a consequence of that understanding. Because, you know, there are 8 billion people on this planet and we all breathe the same air. We all want the same things. If we all cry when we're sad and we all smile when we're happy, we're interlinked in ways that we don't understand. So I thank you so much for sharing that beautiful quote, Bunny.
We're going to go ahead and introduce Brother Alphas.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and introduce our brother Hunter. There's not enough time, I think, in the day to introduce this man in the way that is necessary, in a way that does him and what he does for GPLT justice. Brother Alphas is a man who does not stop. He is a man of vision. He is a man of purpose. He's a man of conviction, of faith. He's a man who, despite all that life has thrown at him, despite every obstacle, he remains humble. He remains heart-centered. I think a living, breathing testament of not just God's grace, but of God's resiliency.
Absolutely. And, you know, a quick story about Alphas, and we're going to bring him on camera. As I was sharing with prior meetings, Mark and I have won many accolades we don't even mention. But one of the most humblest, precious moments in our life was meeting Brother Alphas here, who upon the first meeting actually fasted and prayed 3 days, just out of an act of gratitude for meeting us. You know, I don't know about any of you, but when a man can humble himself before God, when a man can kneel before God, he can take on the world, as the saying says. But when a man can fast and pray out of gratitude for meeting 2 strangers halfway around the world, that forms more than a kinship or a friendship. It becomes family. So Brother Hunter, we'd like to bring you on camera to go ahead and introduce your significant topic for the day.
Floor is yours, brother.
Thank you so much, Mark and Melody. It is an honor to be here and to be introduced in the way you have introduced me, which I don't deserve, because I'm just a vessel being used by God in his own way to become a solution to his own people. And I feel that as a vessel, you take direction of what God wants you to be in life and be able to achieve for him, and again be able to give all the glory to him so that he can be glorified. It is an honor, ladies and gentlemen, to be sitting here today. There is a bit of noise from the background.
Yeah, we ask that and in respect for everybody speaking, unless you're speaking, please mute yourselves. Thank
I've
you.
already muted, no problem. Brother, carry on.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. It is an honor, ladies and gentlemen, to be sitting amongst such esteemed ladies and gentlemen, people of very high profiles in life. It's like a dove amongst the eagles. Or like what Nick said, she sees eagles amongst all the people. It's just like a dove amongst the evil, and it's a blessing to be sitting amongst such great people. I remember last year in November when I met Nikki, and we were discussing about coming and working together, building an organization, building a solution for the world. Little did I know that today I'll be able to be sitting here with Senator from Pakistan, connected to a great man, Reginald from the USA, sitting with great people who I did not even dream of meeting. Mayaya, Mark, Professor George, Diana, Tamika, my best friend from Jamaica, Outering School, Charles, Bunny, Dr. Caroline. Oh my God, I respect this woman so much. I'm part of the fellowship. She offered us a free fellowship as a Global Peace Let's Talk. What an honor that she gave us, so that she can be able to shape us to become leaders that the world expects. When we are looking at the world today, there is a lot of expectation from us when we present ourselves to the world. It is for every one of us in the world to make sure that whenever you go to the world, you are able to present what you carry, especially when I'm talking about Global Peace Let's Talk. It has become an identity that I identify myself with. And I make sure that everyone around me understand what I believe in and the goals that I aim to achieve. I am one man who doesn't wait to be told what to do, but I think about what should be done. Because it is key for me to be able to use my mind to construct and build a solution for the world. As I see it today here with our chapter guardians, I respect you for being here today, for being followers of the great vision that Nikki founded, a great vision that is going to transform the world. As we sit today, we have gone into plus 40 countries. And those countries are expecting great results, great solutions from us. I sit in Botswana today, there's a hive of activity. So many things are happening on the ground, and they expect solutions. And it is not for Nikki to stand alone there and be everywhere in every country, but it is for us to be everywhere and to be able to be representing the vision, a mighty vision that this woman started. So I'm honored to be here today. But what I just want to say in short, because I'm not feeling well. I took my COVID jab yesterday, and the whole day I was celebrating, thinking that I will not sleep. It won't take me down. But this morning I woke up and I was not even able to raise my arm. But as a soldier that I am, I don't wait to be pushed. I have to push myself to be in the battle. A commander doesn't get sick, because when you get sick, the whole army goes down. I have to stand up and work. I have to stand up and push everything, because we have but a few days to live on earth. Our days are counted. We are not guaranteed to be living tomorrow. So whatever opportunity you are presented with, you have to take it. You have to make sure that you are there, you are present, whether you are not able to stand, but whenever you have a voice, you have to stand up and speak. So today, I respect all chapter guardians and look forward that we are going to be working together as we take away the organization from just being an organization that is spoken about on WhatsApp, but to the ground. And we set structures in our countries so that we can be identified. It's not about having an office. You can work from under the tree, but we must have our presence in all communities around the world, clubs around the world. That is the organization. We are not the organization. The people in the world are the organization. So it is your duty and my duty to make sure that we organize people, we coordinate people, we bring people together. People need leadership. As long as they are led to good things, transformation is about to happen. The change that we want is supposed to be coming from us. The moment we speak, we open our mouth. Whatever word that comes from us should be able to be transformative. It must transform every person. 1 year, so many years ago, a certain man stood up and transformed my life. I was but somebody who was just poor and with nothing and no future. But when he spoke, those words got into my mind and I was transformed. I believe in the same, that whenever I open my mouth to speak, I am going to transform somebody, I will transform a life. So it is a duty of our chapter guardians today. Whenever you open your mouth, what are you saying? Who are you transforming? Are you able to represent global peace? Let's talk wherever you are. Are you setting up the structures that we talked about? It's not about being pushed, but it's about you being representable, presenting yourself to the world so that the world can understand that you are global peace. I am global peace. We are all global peace. God bless you. I thank you so much. If God permits, inshallah, we shall be together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alphas. Those were very warm, moving words. And as you know, our team, our Global Peace Let's Talk family are really supportive, and they live and walk this words and turn it into reality. So I think you have articulated excellently what we are all about. Mark or Melody, would you like to add anything?
Brother, I'm going to disagree with one thing that you said, and this is one of those instances where I'm happy to disagree with you publicly. Let it be known by everybody here, let it be on the record, that everything that Melody and I said, you absolutely deserve. You absolutely deserve that and more, brother. And know that you have our undying love, our unwavering loyalty, and our unflinching respect. Brother, we love you dearly. We have a surprise for a couple people here, don't we?
We are going to go off the agenda just a little bit. Thank you for that, Bunny. Is that we have two very special additions to Global Peace Let's Talk. I'd like to go ahead and introduce Reginald Hicks from the United States here in Florida. We're in a different state right now, but from Florida. And also Diana Cordy. Diana, if you could wave. She is all the way in Singapore. These are our two new members of the Appropriations Committee, whose main task is going to be focused on basically attracting investors and funding. The IEC committee, which is composed of Nikki, Brother Hunter, myself, and Mark Anthony King over here, will be working very closely with these two incredible individuals who's got quite the background and when it comes to funding and investments based on their current careers. And we pray for the best that we do attract those investors so that we can continue to grow the impact of Global Peace Let's Talk. But we wanted to present something to them, Diana and Reggie. This is on behalf of Global Peace Let's Talk. Senator, I have the shared screen capability, you said, right?
Let's check.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you try.
It says it's still disabled. If you can enable it, please.
Okay, multiple participants can share simultaneously.
Perfect.
Yeah, here we are.
Okay, thank you.
Now, okay.
All right, it's all set.
Senator.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the first one is we just wanted to present, and Diana, we're going to go ahead and forward this to you, a certificate of participation and again, appreciation as being part of the Global Peace Let's Talk, taking on the massive task of being part of the Appropriations Committee as a member effective October 13, 2021. We'd like to welcome, we thought it was 36 countries last night.
Yeah, we woke up to 4 more
Apparently,
countries.
we woke up to 4 more countries added, so we're now in 40 countries. And Reginald, I'm going to be forwarding this to you as well, but here's your official certificate. Again, as part of Global Peace Let's Talk, as a member of the Appropriations Committee effective October 13, 2021. So thank you. If you want to just say hello, both of you, and then we're going to continue with our program.
Yeah.
Reggie, if you can come off microphone, off mute, and Diana, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is such an honor, not only to be here with you all, my brothers and sisters, to do God's work, but to be loved and to showcase that love for us and our ability to bring in investors for such an amazing organization. I thank you all so much for this opportunity. And Dr. Nikki, we love you. Brother Alfaz, everyone here on the committee, we love you all so much. We thank you for what you're doing because we are changing lives at the core. And I want to thank y'all so much for being a part of that and for welcoming Diana and I in such an amazing way. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm here all the way from Singapore, and it's definitely nice to meet everyone. And I just want to share, I just feel so much love from the team, from just everybody. And I really appreciate Dr. Nikki, Brother Alfaz, their heart to really want to serve the underprivileged, serve the people who are in need that God really just calls them to. And I really just appreciate their heart to want to gather all of us. So I do believe that all of us are here for a reason, for a purpose. And I hope that through it all, the Lord just continue to guide us and lead us in what we should do and where we should go. How can we help? And I look forward to speaking to all of you and just meeting all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you. So next on the list,
Who do we have?
I believe that we have
Oh, our speaker, Janice?
yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I know
Yes.
that we had a couple of amendments to the original program.
Janice, are you on?
Hello, Mark and Melody.
Hi.
Hello, dear. How are you?
The floor is yours, Janice.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Nikki and Mr. Alfas, Digital Senator, and all of you. You are amazing people. They are doing great for the world. Without you, the world wouldn't be the same, definitely. So congratulations for all your work, for all your efforts. I worked 2 decades for the United Nations, and when COVID-19 came, I just decided to do something else, which was, working with the grassroots population, working with slum people living in slums, because I think all the knowledge the UN system gave me, I felt just that I had to deliver it to communities on concrete issues, on day-to-day issues. So that is why I met Mr. Andrew Williams, who is our leader, who inspired all of us. He was able to create a global movement of goodwill ambassadors to localize, or as he says, to glocalize the Sustainable Development Goals. And I'm so happy to be here. I recently launched within the IABA Ad Hoc Advisory Board of Goodwill Ambassadors, the global program, the global fashion program that we call ODOS, One Dress, One Smile, that I would be more than happy to share with you today. So thank you very much.
Well, Janice, that's only the beginning. Complete your presentation. You have 10 more minutes.
Okay, so now it's my turn. Thank you. As I was saying, ODOS last year in 2020 during COVID lockdown, within the webinars we had on specific topics like health, education, you know, this SDGs talks that Mr. Andrew organized, and with some African colleagues and colleagues from India, etc. I just got this idea, and I spoke with Maria Venek, who is from Alliance for Humanity, and she's a member of IABA and 5 Points Youth Foundation as well, that is you know, founded by Mr. Andrew. I just had this idea that why not putting what we have as our, you know, hobby, why not put this to the service of humanity? So that is why I came up with ODOS, One Dress, One Smile. The idea of ODOS is that we provide coaching to poor people in slums in Africa, but not only, because it's a global based program that through designing dresses, you know, in my case, my hobby that I wish to put to the service of humanity was the designing of fashion dresses that I call retro dresses, being colorful retro dresses. So I just decided to do coaching on this, on putting together women that were, you know, victims of gender violence, and teach them how to dress, how to teach them self-esteem, teach them how to be, you know, beautiful, how to look at the mirror and feel your self-esteem and feel confidence. You know, when I worked for the UN, a lot of colleagues used to call me a colorful diplomat. So this, yeah. You know that in diplomacy, we tend to dress like men. And I used to say that, well, I'm an African lady. Here in Africa, we love colors, right? African colleagues on board here, we love colors. And our fabric is so beautiful and well welcomed globally. So we just decided, why not make this a humanitarian business? Like we create cooperatives, local cooperatives in Cabo Verde. I'm based in Cabo Verde. We create cooperatives. We teach ladies, but also, you know, men, to sew dresses, and we put it in international market. We sell them, we trade it, and with a percentage, they can, you know, create their own small business. It can be in fashion or in other area, what we in development call local economic development. And this story grew. I had the support, you know, the emotional and moral support of my colleagues within IABA and within other networks. I belong to the African Observatory for Participatory Democracy as well. And I went to visit some officials in our government, in Cabo Verdean government, and we are about to launch ODOS officially next 14th of November, which is a Global Diabetes Day, because ODOS has three programs, three sub-programs, if you wish. I can share the concept note with you all. for those of you who are interested. And we have DUFRA, the first one, which is Dressing Up Fraternity, DUFRA. And with DUFRA, we wish to raise awareness about diabetes. You know that diabetes is a disease that if people don't have to eat, if they don't have fruits or vegetable to eat, they will simply die. You know, that's the story about diabetes. And here in Africa, you know, the right to the access to food is a challenge, is still a challenge as it is in Latin America, well, in developing countries. So we will and you are all invited to the meeting, to the showcase meeting that will be hosted in partnership with the national government next 14 November to raise the awareness, to tell people, well, we advocate for the right to food security, and we are here, we can sell dresses, and a percentage goes to associations that deal with people living with diabetes, or association of health personnel that is working on day-to-day basis to diabetes prevention. The second sub-program of ODOS, we call it FAHUR, Fashion for Human Rights. And here we want to stand for women and girls that face gender violence. We want to do coaching to men and women on how to prevent gender violence in the world, you know? And that is why I'm wearing orange. You know, the orange is the color, the UN color for the prevention of gender-based violence against women and girls. So the meeting will be held on the 25th of November, which is the global date to observe this topic, and you are also invited as well. The third ODOS sub-program is called SOAP, Solidarity, the poem. And here we want to stand for people living with disabilities, which is, you know, here in Africa, but all over. People living with disabilities face the challenge to access to, you know, to public institutions, access, you know, if going to the bank for us is something, you know, that we do it, we just don't think, if we want to go to the bank, we just go. But for people living with disabilities, sometimes it's not for granted due to the access to the bank building. And that said, they have the same challenges most of the time in accessing the hospitals, schools, etc., etc. And with SOAP, we are here to stand up for people living with disabilities. And you know, Mr. Guterres, during the pandemic, he been in all his speeches, he's been saying that we cannot overcome this pandemic if we don't if we don't create this global solidarity. That is why we were inspired by his words, and we founded SOAP, Solidarity, the poem, that will be, you know, officially launched as well next December 3rd, which is the global day to prevent, the global day to observe the rights to people living with special with disabilities. So that's the story. I was inspired. I must tell you that as well, that in 2012, I got cancer, and I got fat due to this disease. And because of that, I thought to myself, well, I'm going to design my own dresses, you know, because most of the time, fat people, when we go to the mall, we don't find beautiful dresses like thin people. That's the reality of the world, right? So I just decided to create my own brand that is called Menina Retro. So retro, you understand, because it's an English word, and girl or lady in our language is menina. So menina in Crioulo, in Cabo Verdean, Crioulo, and in Portuguese means girl in English, okay? So that's the story, that's the story. I just retired from the UN. Now I am part of the civil society, of course, inspired by all the UN principles, all the UN, because I owe you the UN a lot. But now I told my colleagues, okay, if you want to localize the SDGs, just think about the civil society organizations. And I take this opportunity, Dr. Ateeq, to really congratulate you and all your peers, to congratulate the first digital senator of the world. You are doing great. So that is how we localize the SDGs. That is how we build peace, my dear colleagues. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Andrew, for calling me and telling me, Janice, are you available to replace me? So you can call me to replace you every day. To these kind of things, I will be ready to replace you. Thank you.
Bunny.
Well, thank you so much. This is Andrew Williams Jr., and I am, as I said, here in Los Angeles, California. I'm on the land of the Tongva people. It was 100 million people on this continent when the Europeans came. Now there are 5 billion. So we are faced with the challenge here of recognizing our indigenous people because they are the ones that are closely tied to our earth. That is why my commitment is to connect together what's called the bottom 99% with the top 1%. It is the responsibility of ourselves as individuals. I too am disabled. I'm disabled. I'm destitute, but that doesn't stop me from accomplishing the objectives that I want to do in what they call this fourth industrial revolution. So we are all now connected by this Zoom platform to connect people around the world. It's critically important that we understand we have the tools and power to now become the producers of our own narrative and not just the consumers of a narrative that's created by 5 corporations that own 95% of the world's media. But it's up to us to be the ones to champion these ideals. I here, as I say, am in the United States of America. It was on April the 4th of 1968 when Martin Luther King was assassinated. That was when I was first called a nigger by a woman I had been buying my comic books from and newspapers from for 5 years. She told me to keep my dirty nigger hands off those books or I'd end up like King. I had no idea what she meant. So I had my mother to go back and explain to me what this meant. She chastised the woman, but then she came back to me and sat down and we had what's called the talk. She made it clear that even though I was born here in the United States, that Africa was born in me. But she went on to say that really Africa is just a name of a place that was created by people from another place. As you may or may not know, originally, the people on this continent we now call Africa call themselves Alkebulans, the land of Alkebula. So technically, it is the home of all of us. We're all connected together as one family and one people. So in my own observations in 1999, when Kofi Annan, who was the Secretary General of the United Nations, he was the first Secretary General from sub-Saharan Africa. So he had brought lived experience to his role. He was the one that championed what we now know as the Millennium Development Goals, because that was a 1,000-year plan for us to leave no one behind. Even though we now call it the Sustainable Development Goals, we're still on a 1,000-year track to bring together all of our people together in peace. However, in 2012, the Mayans had predicted the world would end. Of course, the world is still turning, but we have entered what's called an extinct level event horizon, where the world is now responding to the damage that we have caused to Mother Nature, to Mother Earth. As you know, in 2015, 193 countries came together to sign the Paris Climate Agreement. However, that, like the Millennium Development Goals and the Sustainable Development Goals, are voluntary efforts on the part of governments. Until and unless we as individuals accept that the 30 rights of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights includes number 29, responsibility. We, each person on earth, has to take the responsibility to do what we can with each other to accomplish these objectives. Alongside the United Nations Millennium Development Goals, Kofi Annan did a very important thing. He created what's called the United Nations Global Compact. This was an arrangement by, at that time, 40 of the world's largest corporations that made a commitment to address human rights, labor, and the environment in all of their activities around the world. Later, they added anti-corruption and transparency. That has grown now from 40 corporations to over 14,000 around the world. It's the largest corporate social responsibility organization on earth. But there are 3,000 civil society members. What my challenge is to all of us is for us to register another 10,000 civil society members between now and 2023. Because just as Kofi Annan was the first Secretary General from Sub-Saharan Africa, that organization, the United Nations Global Compact, is now headed by Santa Ojamba from Kenya. So she is the first person of African descent to sit in that role. It is her objective from 2021 to 2023 to have a global strategy. If you were to look at a map of the world, you'll find that those countries that are where people are most likely to die from the adverse effect of climate change are those very same countries where there's the least number of what they call United Nations Global Compact local networks. So the idea between now and 2023 is to use this global infrastructure to empower those members that are there now and to add new members. In fact, they have created what's called the Africa strategy from 2021 to 2023. There'll be 4 major hubs in Abuja, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and Ghana. The idea is to add another 10 countries in the next 3 years so that we begin to provide the local small and medium enterprise businesses who make up 90% of the world's economy to engage them with the top 1%. There will be spent trillions of dollars to address the pandemic of COVID-19, in addition to trillions of dollars already committed to fight climate change. But until our local and small businesses can follow the same guidelines that the major multinationals are, there will be a disconnect. And so what I'm encouraging us to do is be the ones to deliver the change, to educate ourselves on the languages that are now being used so that we can be the ones to connect the dots between the bottom 99% and the top 1%, so we can have 100% commitment to accomplishing these objectives. If I may briefly share my screen, I'm going to end my presentation with an introduction of the United Nations Global Compact and their 21 years. So if I may please be allowed to share my screen, I'll do so. Thank you.
Yeah, you can.
Prince Andrew, thank you so much for everything that you said for.
So he's going for screen, sure.
Oh, he's doing a stream. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to show something.
Yes, it's coming up now. Thank you.
Yeah, perfectly. We can watch it. No problem. It's okay.
Technology is only great when it works. Give me just a moment, please.
No problem.
Also, I'll put the link into the chat in case this does not show, but give me just a moment to see if it'll start. Thank you. Well, Mark, rather than hold up the presentation, I'll turn it back over to you, and I'll put the link into the chat so that you can all review it at your convenience. Thank you.
Prince Andrew, would you like to send Melody or myself the link so that we can see if maybe we might be able to play it via our screen if it's a signal issue?
Oh, yes, that would be perfect. Thank you so much. Let me,
You're welcome.
Just send it to the iCloud email, Prince Andrew, and I can share screen from there.
okay, very well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, brother.
Do you want to go ahead?
So while we wait for the email to come through, this might be a few of you's first introduction to Prince Andrew. So Prince, if you are all right with this, I'd love to read your bio and further introduce who you are and a bit about your story and what it is that you're doing for the world.
Yes, please. The ball's in your
So
court.
His Royal Highness Andrew Williams Jr., cultural diplomatist, lives a life dedicated to delivering globally sourced regenerative solutions, localizing sustainable development goals that progress social equity outcomes for people, the ecology, and the planet, to leave no one behind. Best known for philanthropic endeavors as a goodwill ambassador for an expanding network of social impact projects in multiple sectors. Andrew develops influences and coordinates strategic alliance outcomes for tribes, nations, non-governmental organizations, agencies, business projects, communities, and people and individuals globally. Andrew provides professional online research, document preparation, communications, and referral services to and through the Andrew Networks, doing business as PARXTC Export Trading Company, a California corporation. PARXTC also represents international business enterprises as exclusive mandate, commercial agent, and or registered agent within the US and its territories. As president of the 5 Points Youth Foundation in LA, California, lifetime member of the Black Emergency Managers Association, aka BEMA, International, Washington, DC, Andrew Williams Jr. advocates the 10 principles of the United Nations Global Compact via local networks with respect to human rights, inclusive of indigenous rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption, to globalize the Sustainable Development Goals pursuant to Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, FEMA Integrated Whole Community Approach, and New Urban Agenda Guidelines established by the United Nations Habitat 3. And in 2020, Andrew was appointed as chairperson of the International Advisory Board of the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity in Lagos, Nigeria, via Champlain James Mercy, Obatun Mibi Center for African Volunteers in Nairobi, Kenya, via Josephat Moses Association for Health, Safety, and appointed as brand ambassador for the New Orleans South African Cultural Connection by Damon Batiste. Member Strategic Alliance Coordinator for the Advisory Board of the EDFU Foundation, 501c4, and its sister 501c3, the Conservancy Corps, headed by Afronauts founder Sheldon Williams. And the list goes on, but I think that everybody has gotten a chance to not just get to know Prince Andrew as a man of heart and a man of intellect, a very well-spoken, eloquent man, but a man who not just loves people with his words, but backs up everything he says with consistent action. Prince Andrew is an incredible man, and Melody and I are just so honored to call him friend, and thank you for gracing us with your presence, brother. It's so nice to see your face again.
Thank you so much. And as we continue to wait for the link, Prince Andrew, have you emailed it over yet?
Actually, I just put it in the chat link here, Melody. It's in the chat for everyone here.
Okay.
I'm challenged with my internet connectivity, so I just dropped it into the chat.
Try as well, no problem.
Where?
Anyone that's able to can share it if they so choose. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we are going to share it right now. Do the screen share now?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if
Grammarly does more than catch errors.
Okay, so we are about to share this video.
Okay, yeah.
With Grammarly, you can find.
everyone see that.
Perfect, better. Make it full screen. Yeah, okay.
As a human family, we've had an enormous wake-up call to how connected we are with a tiny little virus that comes along and shuts us down.
We all live in this world together. The same blood flows in me and any other person.
We're facing the challenges of an ecosystem that is stressed. Things are not moving as fast as they should. Things are improving, but not as fast as they should. The challenges that we are facing, they are materializing so fast that it's not only my children or grandchildren which will experience the consequences if we fail.
To do it, we need to do it together. Collaboration, north, south, east, west, black, brown, white. Strengthen the diversity of the human family is what we need right now to get us past this incredibly difficult time. Might sound like it's impossible, but that's what we work towards, making the impossible possible.
20 years ago, a small group of United Nations and business leaders came up with a visionary proposal.
I propose that you, the business leaders here gathered in Davos, and we, the United Nations, initiate a global compact of shared values and principles which will give a human face to the global market.
I always say part of Kofi Annan's genius was
Melody, I lost the sound. I'm not sure if anyone else did.
Yes, sir, same here.
Melody, Mark, we lost the sound.
Yes, Prince Andrew.
We lost the sound for the video about 1 minute ago.
Oh.
Okay, 1 second.
I think it's better just give a break to it, then it will recover the bytes from there. Give a pause.
So let's say you have to read an incredibly long email from your boss that you have to finish before the big meeting starts in 10 minutes.
Yes, we did.
Are you able to hear the video sound now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, let me
So
just
skip
go.
to 1 minute and 30 seconds because they lost it about a minute ago.
genius was he invited business, but he also addressed civil society and labor organizations.
The mission of the United Nations Global Compact is to mobilize companies around the world to align their operations and strategies with 10 universal principles in the areas of human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. The UN represents the body that aims to drive international cooperation and drive peace and security for humanity. And I think it unifies all of society around this set of 17 goals.
Our objectives cannot be met
if the private sector doesn't play a fundamental role. And so the Global Compact is a platform in which all those businesses that abide by the principles of and values of the United Nations and of the Charter to work together, representing the best of humankind.
For the last 2 decades, the initiative has grown to encompass local networks in more than 60 countries, engaging directly with over 10,000 companies. The local networks are our global footprint around the world, and they work with us to translate the 10 principles as well as the Sustainable Development Goals into actionable pieces of work for businesses globally.
It is so decided.
Since 2015, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Climate Agreement have provided the most powerful common agenda that the world has ever seen, with an essential role spelled out for business.
L'accord de Paris pour le climat est accepté.
Any business that continues to operate under its own self-interest will not be around very long. So businesses that have a strong purpose, that understand how they can make society better, will be embraced by society and will be around for a long time.
Be the change that you want to see in business.
I truly believe that companies who do not put sustainability, the SDGs, in their strategies, they're going to disappear.
The mindset of consumers has changed. They increasingly want to buy from companies that are contributing to society as a whole.
Business must be part of the solution when we address these big global problems.
The focus has shifted to both the short term and the long term, both doing well and doing good, making profits and making a change. This is a reality of the world now. Leaders need to lead sustainably.
The United Nations Global Compact is leading the transformation ahead, challenging companies to take more ambitious action on the Sustainable Development Goals.
I think it's absolutely impossible to face the challenges of today, the very quick change that is happening, without having the youth leading the way and helping us define the right strategies, the right policies, the right approaches to address the global problems.
The world is waking up, and change is coming whether you like it or not.
The world today has got more opportunities than it has the challenges that can be overcome by the opportunities that we have.
You find people in the most desperate of situations, determined to fight for a better future. That's the kind of world I want.
What has changed in a very short period of time is that the narrative is different, and that is fantastic.
If you want to have a good business, you have to mobilize people. Business is a sum of people working to something.
More and more people realize that sustainability is really about making the pie bigger, better, and more inclusive.
I hope in the future, all businesses in the world will think about their own purpose. Business can only exist when they have a purpose.
We've got to show progress. We've got to reverse what's happening.
See the Global Compact as an incredible organization working together with businesses to build a more sustainable world. We are united across the globe, for the globe. We're united despite our challenges, no matter how daunting the task may seem. We are united by possibilities because this is bigger than one business, because we are better together. We all have the same job. We are united in the business of a better world.
Well, Melody, thank you so much for
tough time. Well, forget about stocks, real estate, cryptocurrency, or other types of investing. And instead,
Yes, that's it. Thank you so much for sharing. We were able to hear it all. So I did put the link in the chat. I've invited all of you, if you so choose, to join this campaign. The information is in the chat. Thank you so much, Mark, Melody, and everyone here.
Thank you so much, Prince, and beautiful video share, by the way. It makes us feel extra special that GPLT, along with every single initiative that we all represent, is part of the solutions. You know, when we look at this on a global scale, that we are solutions-driven organization and individual. So thank you for that. And Janice, I look forward to knowing more about your walk as well. Thank you for representing your 20 years with the UN, and would love to connect with you after this meeting. We now move to the next incredible speaker, Dr. Caroline Opende, who is a personal friend of mine, a kingdom sister of mine. If anybody ever needed a prayer warrior next to their side, she is the woman to go to. Without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and read her bio, and then she's going to take on a beautiful, beautiful, powerful topic. So Caroline, can you come on camera, please? Are you there? There she is. And if you can unmute yourself, please. Thank you. So there's my beautiful, beautiful sister and friend here. I'd like to go ahead and introduce her to the rest of the group. Dr. Caroline Opende is an award-winning global consultant, social innovator, and founder and CEO of the NGO Whisperer, providing technical support to non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, in Africa, Europe, North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean so that they can successfully impact people's lives. Dr. Opende believes that the socioeconomic development within low-income communities can be achieved by connecting people, raising funds, and impacting lives. Dr. Opende is a seasoned resource mobilization specialist and a certified project management professional with over 15 years experience in nonprofit sector. Her knowledge and expertise in international development has impacted communities across the globe. She has raised over $100 million and managed various projects worth over $20 million in the United States. Dr. Opende is committed to making a difference in people's lives, especially among women, girls, and children in underserved communities, and led her to establish the NGO Whisperer in 2018, which is a consulting business with a global reach and provides technical support to nonprofit social enterprises. The NGO Whisperer runs a 6-month rigorous global fellowship program for leaders in nonprofit and social enterprise sector, as well as prestigious media platform with a quarterly magazine and weekly podcast show with a global reach. I can personally attest to the fact that our founder, Nikki, and our right-hand, Chief Hunter is part of that 6 months program. With much appreciation to Dr. Caroline. I can go on and on about the incredibility, just incredible presences of this woman, both on a personal and professional level. But I'd like for her to go ahead and take the floor, Dr. Caroline, to introduce your topic and give us your wisdom.
Mike.
Caroline?
Floor is yours, Caroline.
I'll open the mic, just 1 minute, please. Let me unmute Mike, please. Caroline, just give me a second. No, it's you have to unmute from yourself, doctor, please. Now it's okay. Please speak out. Yeah, please. No, your voice didn't. What's the problem? It's from your side. No, at the login time, you have to, I think, you have to get the login again. Please, doctor. Yeah, and at the login time, when you are going to log in, they'll ask you whether you use the mic from the computer. At that time, you have to press that. Please do it. Sorry, guys. It's just a technical issue. She'll be right here in just a few moments. Mark, please continue.
So while we wait for Caroline to log back in, our next speaker is none other than the very first much beloved digital senator.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much to all the participants here. Very quickly, I'll try to just start up and try to give some good vibes and transfer good vibes to all of the participants present here. I'm proud of my GPLT family, and we are here as Global Peace Family under, as Melody said, I think doctor is back. Give her the opportunity first. Let's see whether she can join. Yes, she's coming back. Let me take in the room and then let me help her to get it done. I feel that should be okay now. Yeah. Hello, doctor. Can you listen to me, please? No. Your voice problem, no, your voice problem from your side. If it persists, then I'll request you to please log in from your mobile. The same link. That's the option you can use, because there is some problem with your this mic in the computer. I hope if you are using the laptop or desktop, the problem exists from that you have to on from your computer first. Please try if it is possible, because from our side, it is unmuted. Let me check again. Sorry, ma'am. It's purely from your gadget. So again, I request you, if you can try. Yeah, now, okay, please try again. This is, yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah. Make the voice, raise the voice. Hi, Dave. Good to see you again. Sorry, Doc. The gadgets are the genies of this world. They move according to their mood. Yes, Mark, please.
Caroline, do you happen to have a set of headphones that you can stick in your computer? Oh, you've got it in the computer currently?
Either the phone or the computer.
Yeah, because if not, then senators.
We can hear you.
You can't hear anything.
No.
Yeah, so if not Caroline, then Senator's option of logging out from your laptop and logging in from your phone, that might help.
No, I think there's no option like that. If it is, then there will be two accounts coming in, which is no problem at all.
Yeah.
Now, what Mark was saying is, oh, there she goes. If she logs off her laptop and then comes back on
from her
phone instead.
Yeah,
that's possible. No problem at all.
Yeah.
All right, I'll contact her if you want to go. Senator, as we wait for Caroline, do you want to go ahead and do your presentation or your speech then? And we're just going to put her after you.
Okay, you want me?
Yes, well, you can go ahead and then we'll just ask Caroline to hop on after you're done.
It's better then. Let me quickly move on, because I have 10 minutes to speak as per agenda. So once again, to start with, first myself, a small introduction about mine. I'm a self-made man, and started way back, came in the profession in the good olden days when I was a student of 7th class. So worked hard, moved raised a group of companies, and right now there are about 12 companies, 2,200 people working for me. And as a matter of fact, I'm not a politician. by choice or by birth, but by, you can say, accidentally, I become the politician, just because when I saw that the people who are sitting in the politics and everywhere in the world, they are from the elite class, and normally they don't know the real problems of the ordinary people. As I am having a background from a normal family, from an ordinary family, so I try to raise the voice of ordinary people there in the parliament, which definitely moves on and on. And I feel there are many people now, they have started talking like that. Regarding this, most of the people, they ask me about the digital senator. So let me share with all this global peace, let's talk family, that in the COVID days, I have joined from the childhood, I'm a gadget lover. So I'm not a technology master. I don't have the big degrees, but I would love to play with the gadgets, and I would always try to enter and move to the gadgets. And I always talk to my friends and tell them, especially in the daily routine, in the life, we should use the gadget as much we can, and try to use them to make our life, our profession is better and easy for us. So while the COVID days, I joined the digital world, and when it comes that today the total world is changed after this COVID-19, especially at the start of 2020. So when I joined this Zoom meetings and then social media, different type of platforms, then it comes to me that the world has totally changed. Why not to enter it properly and to share the experience and to learn the basics of digitalization? While further moving, when I start learning the components of digitalization, so first of all, I try for e-commerce, e-governance for our government. I propose them, and then I try to make, in the COVID days when the parliament doors were closed, to make a virtual session of our Senate, which is ever the only one in the history of Pakistan, that we had 37 members present in that Zoom meeting, virtual session, which is available on the YouTube. Then moving further, I have raised few programs in which we started moving on. And then within this period, Mama Nikki, my elder sister, she contacted us, and we met on a program on this Zoom meeting, and then we joined together. And when I come to know his vision, his idea, and I was really impressed that I have gone through many components, many organizations, whether they are NPOs, they are NGOs, they are even the government organization working under any program by United Nations or World Bank or World programs, whatever it is. I've joined many. But the difference what I see here is that we all, whosoever is from any caste, creed, background, from any religion, from any part of the world, our one motive is that there should be peace, and peace for all, and peace for everywhere. So when going through this, that this is the basic need of today, and especially while talking, when we linked it with technology and having, I'm really very glad. And Mama Nikki, you deserve really a big applause, of a round of the hats off for you. Yes, because whatever you have done in these days, no doubt in it. And you have taken the people which are like-minded from all over the globe. And today we got a bunch which is expanding every day. And especially now when the people come to know that what is the motive of this organization is, over and above, we want to do something for the others, for those who are not here today, for those who are living at any part of the world. But what is the basic idea? Let's talk. Let's talk about what? Let's talk about the peace. Peace for whom? Peace for everybody. So we are a peace lovers family. We want to create the peace all over the world. So while moving ahead, I'm really glad on it, and especially Alphas and our brother this Hunter, and after Mark and Melody, all these today I say I have listened to the words of Prince Andrew, that they are remarkable, and all the other participants who are here. Everybody have one feeling, and the feeling is so positive that we want to do something which is to create, to get the peace all over the world, which inshallah definitely. And what we are doing in the last, I must say, when people ask me that what you want to get out of this digitalization, or what you really want to do, so what I say that I'm a senior citizen now, my age is 60 plus, so it's going to be now 60. So what I say is that everyone should think, we create many things for this world. Why not we create some legacy in this world, that when we are not here in the world, people should talk good about us, and we should do something good for others. That is the motive which I can see in the heart of everybody whosoever is sitting in the GPLT family. So in the last, again, I'll appreciate, I'm thankful, I'm really feel honored to be the member of such this august house. A part of that, we all are moving ahead towards this, that whatever we are doing, and as I said, that my motive is to create the legacy, that type of why I love the gadgets, why I love the technology. Well, when I first time went to China, I saw there were the stones, and it was written on the stones, which was thousands of years back, and it is there. So somebody put some words on the stone, some calligraphy on the stone, which is there. And today, if we do something, if we create something through the technology, in the technology, definitely that will move on in thousands and thousands years. So let's all the guys who are sitting here, I'll request them join hand with the soft heart, and we all should be really feel that we are together here just to do good things. And that good things definitely not pay me anything, but ultimately when I am not here, the people will talk, the technology will tell other generations to generation, that there was our ma'am Nikki, who has started one mission, and the mission was, let's talk peace. Let's talk peace. So while now I must say, we being the family of GPLT, we are step ahead now. Now we are not on the talking, we are in the action stage, which is everywhere one can see. And as I'm congratulating, after taking off for 1 year, and within the even 10 months, just in the 10 months, they are there in the thousands of membership, and we are in 36 countries, 36 chapter guardians is really something. So we will try to increase again. Really, I'm through the heart. I love my mom, my mother, my elder sister, and all the guys, all the family members sitting here, that by joining hand, inshallah, we will get something good, which will give us a cool breathe when we are moving or having our last breath at the deathbed. So these are the feelings which I have. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I talk too much, but whatever I talk from my heart. Bye-bye.
You know, Senator, truer words have never been spoken. You mentioned a life of legacy and a life of, once we're no longer here, what's the story going to be told about the life that we lived and the person that we were? And, you know, we threw you a birthday party not too long ago, and And I hope that you got to feel the outpour of love and of appreciation and just the depth of respect that we all have for you, Senator. So thank you so much for all your words. Thank you for always making sure that you leave us with not just a positive message and a positive feeling, but inspired to go out and live in integrity. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for your presence and impact, Senator. You're one of the few that truly do care authentically, and regardless of all your success, that never forgets where you came from. So appreciate how you love on people, how you impact people, and Mark and I respect you so highly. So without further ado, I'd like to bring back Dr. Caroline Opinde, and let's see and pray that her microphone is working this time. Caroline, if you could unmute yourself, please.
Let her unmute.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Finally, yes, we can.
So I have my cell phone on sound, but I will share my screen on the computer.
That's great. That's great.
So you'll be able to hear me and I'll be able to hear you.
That's great.
Wonderful. So thank you so much. It's really a great honor and a pleasure to be here today. Despite all the technical issues and everything else, I am so honored. And so I'm going to go straight into the presentation, and I will ask for permission to share my screen.
Just hold on, please. Yeah, try. Now it's multiple participants. Doctor, please try. Yeah, we can see your screen.
Wonderful, wonderful. So today I will walk you through what I call powerful leadership strategies for today's humanitarian. And most of it have already been alluded to in depth. And I will just continue with it because I believe that anyone who goes before you, who speaks about something or shares something that you already had and you hadn't planned both of you to share the same thing, it means that we are in synchrony, we are working together in unison. And so today I'm going to share, I like sharing screens for those who are visual, those who want to take notes. I teach a lot, train a lot. So I want to be able to speak and share what I have from my heart, but also for those who want to take notes. So I will talk about three things. The first one is what we all know, and you will notice that you're really implementing it here at the 3 P's of leadership development, which will lay a foundation for how to create a conducive environment for sustainability within a nonprofit organization. And then we will look at the 3 interrelated components for organizational sustainability. You've heard about who I am, where I come from. Here at the NGO Whisperer, which is the organization that I founded in 2018, we are equipping nonprofits, positioning them for success so they can successfully impact people's lives. We believe that our role is not to be a nonprofit, but to support those who are in the field, like you all are in the field, to equip you with whatever it is that you need to position you for success. And that's where I come from. I sometimes am in the background and I let you all shine, but I make sure that as you're shining, the organizational systems and processes are built to last. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. So let's go through this. I would urge each and every one of you to get a pen and a notebook and take notes. I always encourage people to take notes because I like asking questions. I think I am a teacher, even though I never wanted to be one growing up because I come from a family of teachers. I wanted to go into other professions, but deep down inside me, like, you know, we need to learn every day. And someone once told me that leaders are learners before they become leaders. Leaders are learners before they become leaders. So before you lead yourself, you need to learn. And how can you learn? There are different ways in which people learn. Some people learn by doing, Some people learn by hearing. Some people learn by taking notes. How do you learn? You need to identify how best you learn and hone into that aspect or ways in which you learn. So if you are a visual person, we have the slide for you. If you are not taking a listener, take notes, listen, and let's go ahead. Okay, the first thing that I want to share with you is the 3 P's of leadership development. Leadership in itself is a topic that is well talked about around the world. However, we find ourselves lurking in so many ways, including myself, because leadership is evolving. Leadership is evolving, and every day as we lead different people, we evolve. And one of the most important things for you to understand as global peace, let's talk guardians and leaders from whatever angle you are leading in is that leadership is the action of leading first and foremost yourself. Secondly, a group of people or an organization towards a common goal. So the first aspect of leadership is the person. And there's a reason why I'm starting here. It seems like it's very basic. Yes, it is basic, but we are laying the foundation for something. Now, number one, the first P is the person, the leader, yourself, who goes first, who leads by example, so that others are motivated to follow. I would like you to take a step back and think, in what areas are you a leader? Where are you leading people? And who is following you? Well, it's easy to say, okay, all of us here at Global Peace Let's Talk, we are leaders because we have teams. Not every leader has a team. Not every leader has a direct report. Some leaders, people follow you and you don't even know that you're actually leading them. And by reason of that, I want you to also understand that there are people who watch you on social media. There are people who watch you in the community. They will never come to you and report to you on a daily basis as the people you serve in your organization. However, they will follow the example that you follow, so that you, or whatever it is that you do. So it takes us back to, who are you leading? You're first leading yourself. Secondly, you're leading others, whether they report to you or not. Now, the second P of leadership is purpose. A leader must have a personal vision. A quick question, write down, what is your personal vision? Do you have a personal vision? Apart from the Global Peace Let's Talk, apart from the organization that you work with in your country, or where you come from, or your business, do you have a personal vision for yourself? What is a vision? The ability to visualize a goal as an accomplished fact, a thing that's already achieved. What is it that you see yourself achieving? And you can have so many goals. You can have so many visions for different aspects of your life. You can have a financial goal or whatever it is. You can have a goal for your family, for your children, for the work that you do with Global Peace Let's Talk. And all those things build up and they are connected to your purpose. To your purpose. You cannot change your purpose every day, but you can have smaller goals that contribute or lead you to the purpose that you have. So what goals do you have set for 2022? 2021 is almost done. We are in the last quarter. What goals do you have personally? I'm interested in you as an individual. Before you are anything else to anybody, before you are a husband or a wife, a father or a mother, a son or a daughter, before you are any of that, you as an individual, what is your goal for 2022? That's an assignment for you to write down, right? Number 3, the third P is people. A leader must work with people who are drawn to follow the leader towards the common goal that you have identified. Now, let me share this with you. Sometimes you can lead people without even knowing that they are following you. They will only, or you will only know that these people are following you when they come to you and they say, and I will pick out a few names here, because I like doing that, at least the people that I know say, Elfers, I am following you and I've been following you and I know you're doing amazing things. That is someone who is following you. Now you are a leader to that person. We've got to be careful because everything we do, people are watching and people follow you. Or sometimes they unfollow you because of things that you do. So these are the basics, the foundation, the 3 P's of leadership for us to understand. And how are they interrelated? A person who is the leader is committed to a purpose and has influence over people or influences people. And together they achieve the purpose. And that's how person, purpose, people within the leadership triad relate to one another. My question to you is, as a leader, what are you committed to? Who are you influencing? And together with those people, what are you going to achieve? 3 questions. As a person, what are you committed to? What purpose? Who are you influencing? And how are you working with the people that you've been blessed with in your life to achieve the purpose? The second thing that I'm going to talk about, and we could go deeper into that, but I will go through this because I feel this is really important for sustainability of organization. And I talked about the powerful strategies for today's humanitarian. So we talked about the 3 P's of leadership. Secondly, we're going to talk about how to create a conducive environment for you as a leader to create a sustainable organization, because your purpose needs to go ahead of you, and you will need to leave a legacy on planet Earth, as we all one day will not be here. But the thing that you are creating today will live forever. And I'm not saying that things like material things live forever. I'm not talking about tangible things. I'm talking about the impact you're having in people's lives is forever. And because that is so, and because we are leaders, we need to create a conducive environment for that which the vehicle through which we work through, the organizations, nonprofits, have to position themselves to be sustainable. A nonprofit is sustainable when it has resources, when it is effective and efficiently produce its expected results over time, while upholding ethical value systems and principles-based approach to doing business. How do you set up a conducive environment in your organization? 5 things. Number 1, you need resources. Number 2, you need to be effective and efficient in producing whatever it is that you are producing. Number 3, we need to see results. What results are you producing? Let us know, what changes are you making in people's lives? Number 4, you need to create time for innovative ideation. In simple terms, you need to create time to think. You cannot be doing. You need to create time to think. Creating time to think allows you as a leader to do an introspection on where you have come from and where you are going. Creating time within your team to think and be innovative helps you to be able to come up with ideas to solve problems in a way that will save resources and help you to move forward. Number 5, values and principles. You need to create a conducive environment for values and principles based on the United Nations Global Compact's 10 principles, which we have talked about today. And I am just so honored that His Royal Highness Prince Andrew spoke about it, and the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We already watched the video that he shared with us. Go in there and find out what are these 10 United Nations Global Compact principles, and how can global peace, let's talk, be a partner to the UN Global Compact in the countries that you are at. And then once you have set up this environment, or a conducive environment, these are the things you need. We'll go straight into how an organization can achieve sustainability yield, maximum sustainability yield. Now, there are 3 interrelated components, and I will just go back, and then I will go back to the description, then we'll take you back to the presentation of this illustration. So there are 3 interrelated components for organizational sustainability. I'm moving so fast because I know we are out of time. You need 3 things: financial sustainability, institutional sustainability, and programmatic sustainability. As a humanitarian today, for you to effectively do the work that you do, for you to leave a legacy on this planet Earth, for you and the vision that you have in the capacity that you're operating now as a leader, you need to have these 3 components well thought out and implemented within your organization: financial sustainability, institutional sustainability, programmatic sustainability. Now, when we speak about financial sustainability, these are resources that you need. And there are so many different types of resources. There's monetary, there is human resource, and many others. Now, how do you achieve financial sustainability? When you have, not when you have surplus, when you have funding to implement the work that you need to do, because we'll always need funding, and have a reserve within your organization for up to 2 years to run the activities that you have. Very few organizations have that, but you are in the right path of achieving financial sustainability when you have resources to achieve or to implement activities that you have planned, and have a reserve, which is like savings for your organizations that can run your organization up to 2 years, should there be no new funding. Institutional sustainability. Organizations are called sustainable or institutional or have achieved institutional sustainability when they have flexible structure, they are accountable, they have transparent governance practices. And that's one of the key things that we teach the NGO Wellspring Masterclass and the Global Fellowship Program. When your structure and you have adopted good governance within your organization, when you can shift priorities within your organization without creating conflict, when you can receive information and say, because of COVID, we have to change direction, and your organization seamlessly can change direction, then you can say you have achieved institutional sustainability, because nothing is static. You can never say, oh, we will never change. Oh, you change every day. Everybody changes every day. When an organization does not have flexible structures, then it begins to crumble. My big question to you today, how flexible are you to adapt to issues that people are facing and to create new programs and have new people in the team who can help you to respond to the issues that are emerging in the society? Because for you to be sustainable and to stand the test of time, you need to be able to respond to the needs of the people. Lastly is programmatic sustainability. As a humanitarian, one of the biggest strategies you can have is when you achieve programmatic sustainability, when you have private sector, government, and other civil societies working in unison together as one unit, moving forward, implementing your programs, then you will have achieved programmatic sustainability. So my question to you today, ladies and gentlemen, Global Peace Let's Talk, amazing people around the world, guests, ladies and gentlemen, where are you when it comes to achieving financial sustainability for the organization? Where are you when it comes to institutional sustainability? And lastly, programmatic sustainability. And there is one thing that I wanted to share with you. As you look at this diagram, the outward blue diagram, that's your organization. You can achieve programmatic sustainability without financial and institutional and so on and so forth. However, what we want is to implement programs that have funding and have reserves, that have the support of our communities that we serve, government, private sector, and civil society organizations, as well as systems that are not rigid but flexible to change, to help us innovate and create new ideas or find creative ways of responding to problems every day within our organization. And when you have achieved that, even if it's with one project, then you will have achieved maximum sustainability yield in your organization. Very few organizations achieve this, and you can achieve this with one project and miss it out with the other. Ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of my presentation today. Have a lot to share with you. I've given you nuggets, food for thought. Thank you so much, appreciated. I'm honored. God bless.
Thank you so much for your beautiful presentation, Caroline. I hope everybody got to appreciate why she's called the NGO whisperer. She has a way with words. She has a way with the way that she presents information. Thank you for being such a wealth of knowledge, Caroline, and thank you for all that you did for our mother, our Queen Bee Nikki, and Brother Hunter.
You are a leader among women. It's good to call you friend and shoulder to shoulder leader. Again, a wealth of knowledge that you have shared at this point. And, you know, if anybody wants to contact Caroline, I believe that her contact information, Dr. Caroline, if you have not dropped it on the chat group, I encourage you to do so. And I'm not quite sure, is Bunny,
Is George still on, Bunny?
Bunny, is George on?
No, I can't see him, Melody.
All right.
He was next. He was going to be the one that we introduced next. So let's see who else is.
Yeah, we were just going to introduce his bio, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look like he's already on. So based on the program that we have,
I believe it's open.
it's just an open discussion. Now, if anybody has any questions for any of our speakers or any of the leaders that are currently present, the floor is yours for questions or comments. In fact, let's pull the chat.
Yeah, can I add something, please?
Yes,
absolutely, dear.
Thank you. Thank you to Dr. Caroline. You know, really, truly, she's a phenomenal woman. That's a huge respect for her. So I'm encouraging everybody to connect with her, honestly, because you learn a lot from her. And then I just want to quickly go back because I see there was a question that asked about today. So the purpose of today was, number one, to celebrate the chapter guardians. We wanted to be able to bring you together in this new phase of global peace and to celebrate you and to tell you that we are not leaving you behind. And secondly, we wanted to introduce you to the whole of the team that's now so busy taking global peace, exactly what Dr. Caroline just said. You cannot stay in one place. You have to move on with the time, as long as your vision is clear and you are focused. But do not allow yourself to close doors when change happens. Open your arms, your heart and your mind and say, yes, let us go forward. And that is the purpose of today. One, to celebrate you. Two, to make sure you know what is happening and introduce everybody. And also for you to be able to see and experience the direction that we are taking. Thank you.
So does anybody have any questions in terms of what we discussed today, in terms of how you can connect with any of the speakers, any of the initiatives that they're personally organizing and championing, or in terms of the structure of the organization in reference to what Brother Elfas created in the document?
Well, if I may, this is Andrew Williams Jr. I first suggest that those of you who can to save the chat to your computer, but also for Nikki and Melody and Mark to make sure that all the attendees get the information that's in the chat so that we can follow up. I would also like to think about a regular ongoing meeting session, action plans on a regular basis, so we can follow up and make this the first annual meeting of ourselves, and then to identify the objectives we want to accomplish, as Dr. Carolyn said, over the next 12 months or beyond. Specifically, I'm asking us all to make a commitment through at least 2023 for several reasons. One, there is an existing 2-year plan for 2021 through 2023 with the United Nations Global Compact. They have a global strategy as well as an African strategy. But also, for those of you who may not know, this is the first 10-year implementation plan of the African Union's Agenda 2063. That means that we have time now to affect what happens in the next 10 years. So I would urge all of us to make a commitment to work together to accomplish our goals individually and then collectively. Thank you.
I'd like to add something. I just want to say thank you very much. There are 2 words I heard you say, and those 2 words are we and our. So you now automatically are part of this family. You've just gathered us up. And for that, I share respect, I share honor. It's going to be a privilege for us to be able to build a strong working relationship. Thank you so much from our heart. Thank you.
I have to beg leave for everyone. I have another meeting. I love everyone here. You have my contact information, but Mark and Melody, I'll trust you to connect the dots. Nikki, thank you so much. Bunny, thank you so much. And everyone here, thank you so much.
God bless you, my brother.
Prince Andrew will be in contact with you very shortly. Thank you very much. And does anybody else have any comments or questions before Mark and I close the program?
Doesn't seem like it.
Right. All right, go ahead and close it.
So I just want to thank everybody for showing up. I want to thank everybody for not just donating time, but for giving us your heart, today, and for loving this organization. And in a world that is overrun with, apparently with darkness and with anger and war-torn, poverty-stricken, You hold firm to the words that you heard in that video where there are more solutions and opportunities than there are problems, despite the fact that it might not seem that way, because you hold on to faith. Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You hold on to a promise, even though present circumstances, you might not have enough data to prove that the world is going to get better, but you have faith and you have hope that it will get better, and you work every single day, despite our cultural, our racial, our economic, despite our differences, we work together as one force for the good of mankind. So I just want to thank you. And I want to leave you all on one quote. This quote is from 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. Because at the end of the day, and at the core of who we are, love is the most important thing. Love for one another, love for God, love for humanity, love for our families, and love for ourselves. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. So love God, love one another. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do and all that you are.
And lastly, I'm going to also close this with one of my favorite quotes, because nobody in this meeting came here as an accident. I'd like to call it as God's tapestry of connecting the dots for massive kingdom impact. You know, whatever you believe in, if you take a look at, and Mark knows this very well about me, where I always say, put God first and service to humanity second, and see what he does in your own life of putting you first. Right? God's tapestry has brought us from different nations together for significant impact to serve those whom God loves most, which is humans, and to serve those that are underprivileged and under-marginalized in every single capacity and underrepresented. You know, in our works with UNICEF, we represent 190 countries with children global advocacy that tied us to the UN. In our work with media, we have a distribution between 11 to 74 countries. You know, and as presidents of global innovation for global peace, let's talk, among our many handlings, I've spoken with other world leaders. I've spoken in different stages across the world over one topic called social conscious leadership. It's time we stop telling people to stay in our lane. It's time to start bridging gaps. Right? This is where the trenches meets the global stages of eliminating the differences, but to come up with one beautiful, love-driven, peace-driven, solutions-driven type of thinking. Because in the end, what is the value of a human life? So Mark and I pour our hearts out, talents, time, love, along with Nikki, along with Brother Elfas, along with the Senator, who I know it's really late there in Pakistan now, right? Who's here to the last minute. But I close it with this quote by Emma Bombeck that says, when I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. And that is what I see here. Over everything else is the heart that just gives and pours and pours. So we appreciate your time. Tamika, all the way from Jamaica, to Brother Hunter, all the way in Botswana, Senator from Pakistan, Dr. Caroline and Nikki, all the way from the UK, and again, different countries in Africa, and all the way here to the United States, of just saying thank you so much for being brothers and sisters with a common mission, vision, and purpose. And to the chapter leaders, thank you for your heart of service that continues to lead your initiatives and your platforms.
In the last, as the technology provider for this meeting, I hope and I'm thankful to Allah as well that this session has completed in a good way, and there was no technical glitch. Thanks a lot. And I'm once again honored to sit with all the family members of Global Peace Let's Talk. And I'll pray for my brother Hunter. He should come back for the hunting position, because today he is not feeling well properly. And Mama Nikki, wish you good luck, and we all pray for your health and your healthy life. And we always love to that your good hands always on our heads. Thank you very much to all the participants. Really, today we have a good moment, a good time, which we have given for the betterment of others. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Now I beg leave. Mama Nikki, you want to say something, or shall I close?
I do. You can't go till I say thank you. Thank you so much for setting up the Zoom. You know, you just came and you said, let me do it, and you've done it, and I'm just so appreciative. We all are. It was greatly appreciated, and we really value your contribution, Senator. Honestly, please know from our hearts, we're extremely grateful. Thank you.
Always welcome, always welcome, and love to serve all the GPLT family round the clock, ready to serve. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.